All right, Tim, this is Full Throttle, a game you designed. And first of all, just let's talk about the game. What do you do in Full Throttle? What kind of game is it?
You play a biker named Ben, and you take on his personality, and it's a graphic adventure where he's on the run for a crime he didn't commit, and the law's chasing him, and a murder happens, and the real killer is trying to find him, and there's a road trip, and
so it's role-playing, adventure, that kind of game? And
solving puzzles, and...
Okay. Anything unique or different? I mean, what was sort of groundbreaking about what you did with Full Throttle?
We were going for a much more cinematic look, even though it's animated. It's animated and more.
It's sort of the interactive movie, only animated.
Yeah, more of it's hard to find a metaphor for it because it's kind of a graphic novel. It's like, is it a movie? No, because people experience it different than a movie. They don't sit down for 2 hours. They come home every night, maybe like a book. And
let's back up a minute. What are the different sort of genres? When you say I'm going to write a game, there can be this kind of game, or this kind of game, or this kind of game. What are they?
For all games?
Yeah, I mean, there's...
Well, I do just graphic adventures, which are... they're not action-oriented, even though the plot and the story can be action-oriented.
So it's problem-solving kind of stuff?
Yeah, exploratory and puzzle-solving.
Is there, you guys who do games, I mean, is that sort of a weird culture? I mean, you sit up all night long and figure out how am I gonna screw up these kids next? I mean,
it's kind of strange because it's the kind of, most people who work there are the kind of people who were doing that for fun, like at college,
and not getting paid for it,
and not getting paid for it. Now they're getting paid for it, and you know, computer programmers are different. Kind of, they're differently socialized.
But I mean, are the game programmers different from everybody else?
Game programmers they're often just fanatical gamers, you know, and they'll work all day and then they'll stay at the office to play games all night. And
is it competitive? I mean, you sit down and say, I'm going to do something nobody's ever done before, or somehow get some juice or some power coming out of this game that nobody's figured out how to do before?
Yeah, well, it's there's a drive to do something no one's seen before, you know, a new, you know, genre. We were trying to do a biker game just because the games have been done before. It's either, you know, it's always science fiction or fantasy, medieval, and just no one had really touched, you know, the Wild One or Easy Rider, or again, computers and Harleys. They go together more than, you know, people would think.
But I mean, apart from stories, in terms of like really pushing the envelope, when you're working on a new game right now. I mean, what is it you're trying to do? I mean, better graphics, better sound, better interface. What's the sort of holy grail of gamers?
Well, all of that. I mean, it starts off with like one of the first adventure games, like Zork, where it's all treasure hunting, and you don't have a character, but each game that's gone by has had more story elements, and more character depth. And the last game that we had done, Day of the Tentacle, that I had worked on, it had a basic plot that kind of shows up in the beginning and shows up periodically, and then comes up in the end. But every game, we try to do more and more just a real story, a complicated story with real human involvement, and the new game I'm working on now, I try to do a story with just many more characters, and that spans a long period of time for the characters' lives.
Well, I mean, what makes a game a success? I mean, Myst was a big hit, but yet that was sort of a weird game in a way, really.
What makes a game
a
success?
You have a sense of what the guys want to do who play these things?
Yeah, we were, the theory of Full Throttle was that people had played games where they played sort of a meek character, like...
okay, and here you're a macho guy.
We're like, well, most people who use computers, maybe they would actually like to have... It is kind of a fantasy environment. Yeah, do something they can't do in real life, right? Motorcycle off a cliff, jump a flaming, bus, just...
All right, well, I'm going to try to do this now, so you're going to help me. I got the guy here, right? So you can figure out how to do this.